Dear viewers, in this video, I would like to dwell on NCERT's prescription of syllabus for social studies for 8th class. So, one of the chapters in the teaching module entitled Society and Beyond. The chapter is Corruption in Judiciary. I don't know what is the necessity for the NCERT to prescribe such type of syllabus topic. Not at all relevant. It has made great a vibration also across the nation. You know very well about it. Before saying something about it, I would like to refer Einstein, physicist. He is not only a physicist, a great philosopher, a great thinker, and above all, a great educationist. What he says about education is this. Really, I was taken aback when I read that line. Education is a great hurdle to my life, to my real understanding, to my real intellect, real understanding. He said, it is a great hurdle for my real, true learning, he said. I thought over and thought over, okay, it's a different thing. Why I have made such references? Education is a challenging enterprise. It should be channeled, it should be streamed in a systematic way. Otherwise, it brings about something, a great hurdle, a great harm to the society. See, in education, there is BEd and MEd, teacher training. There is one chapter, one teaching module about ABC of curriculum. So, in the curriculum development, we have to follow this principle of ABC of curriculum. That is A, articulation, B, balance, and C is continuation. What I would like to say in just in a minute about it, about this ABC of curriculum, because this is very important point in this relevant in this context. Articulation means motivation and interest, creation of motivation and interest. That is important point in prescribing syllabus. And the second one is balance. That means the interests and the needs of the students. And at the same time, there should be a good balance between knowledge, intelligence, and wisdom. So the components, the teaching components must be arranged in a systematic way, in a symmetrical way, to put it in brief. And continuation, ABC, C, continuation. That means there should not be no break. Continuity must be there from what they have learned. The students have learned in sixth class. The similar topics, the related topics must be continued in the seventh class and again in the eighth class. Just like I will give you best example, mathematics. In mathematics, we will be following this ABC of curriculum very systematically. Sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. The continuation of topics, still more with still more development of thought will be there. So that is ABC of curriculum. So at the time of prescription, if you want to prescribe any syllabus for students, you have to keep all these things in mind. This is a very radical step, very irrational step. NCRT has prescribed this corruption topic, and that in judicial. See, corruption is there. It is prevalent in almost all corners of the world, in all departments. So it is not generalized, but focused entirely, completely on the judiciary. Judiciary is independent judiciary we have. It is a basic structure. For eighth class, they don't understand what is law and what is justice. The true end of law is justice, but law is different and justice is different. They are complementary and contradictory at the same time. This fundamental thing they can't understand because it requires some maturity, good understanding. But at the age, so eighth class means adolescent. Even in that adolescent, it is a very early age. So in that early adolescent age, the student's mentality will be always a pejorative. They develop a pejorative attitude of life and also education. Suppose the teacher is somewhat weak in teaching, he is unable to impart good education. He is resourceful, of course. Let us imagine. A teacher is resourceful, he has a good teaching aptitude and attitude, everything, ability, teaching ability, everything. But all the teachers will not be successful at all the times. Sometimes a teacher will be somewhat failure in stimulating, in motivating students, even that small bottleneck, will be exerted in a different way. In a pejorative sense, they will be talking. They will be indulging in chit chat, these adolescent students. So they have that pejorative outlook of life and also education, and the sustaining curiosity, that means the curiosity of knowing, that means thirst for knowledge must be created in that age, and positive attitude must be created, inculcated at that age. If you prescribe the syllabus in such a way, suppose Ramayana and Mahabharata, if the teacher, see, when I was a student of degree, our teacher, professor, used to say something in something negative in the character of Rama. So he has cheated the Sita, he has ill-treated Sita, he was not a successful man as a father, as a king, and as a son to Dasharatha, etc., in a negative dimension. And our mind, even at that teenage, 19 and 20, 19, 18 and 19, that means first year degree, it was printed in a negative dimension. So the modules must be prescribed in a positive way, and at the same time the teacher must also give the positive dimension of the topic of the syllabus. So both syllabus and the teacher, they should be merged together, then only the real good outcome will be out. So here, why not such type of syllabus for good purpose? Instead of that, instead of prescribing something good, something valuable. See, for example, at that age, psychology, philosophy, the foundations of psychology and philosophy must be inculcated in the mind of the students. When I was a student of PG Diploma in Higher Education from IGNOU, Indira Gandhi National University, Delhi, one of the projects given to me is, come on, you prescribe some good syllabus for school students and plus two students and degree students. At that time, I said, I have mentioned this in my project, research project. See, the foundations of psychology and philosophy. That means understanding human beings, your fellow being, understanding your uh, father, mother, sister, brother. If you understand them well, if you receive them well, if you love them well, it means that by visualizing the humanity, you can visualize divinity. That is the true end of learning, true end of education. Ultimate purpose, aim of education is that I have prescribed, yes, this should be the syllabus. Syllabus should be in such a way so that we can mold their mind in a positive sense. So here, what is happening is something different, something opposite to that. Your prescription itself is not good. See, that is the age of adolescent. Always their mind will be in a negative sense, and always they have an egoistic temperament by environment, by nature, or by heredity, whatever it is. But egoistic temperament will be there, and they have the self projection. Suppose they like one hero, cinema hero, they like one sports hero, or they like one a sportsman, or they like one teacher. They like them very much. They will have the projection of character from that teacher, from that hero. If that person is not good in a negative way, they will have a very, very bad impression, as a negative projection towards such particular person or particular thing. That is called pejorative outlook. It is rooted very deep in the mind and heart of the student at that age. So, lack of another important thing is at that age, a lack of critical acumen, lack of understanding the men and matters, how to deal with men and matters. They don't know. So, because the cognitive skills at that time will be in such a way, if either good or bad, if something is printed in the mind, that will be forever continuous. It will not, that print will not go out, it can't be obliterated. And another important thing is identity crisis will be there. Identity crisis means uh, always a conflicting idea, and we have to appreciate them. We have to recognize that person, and there will be a lot of self-esteem, self-image, And if you say something, if you just find fault with that person, he can't tolerate at all. That 13 years or 14 years or 15 years boy or girl. So that is the situation there. So that is the reason why the education is saying education is a challenging enterprise. It makes the intelligent more intelligent. If the education is not in a good dimension, if it is in negative dimension, that education makes the fools more foolish. So that kind of negative perception will be cultivated in the mind of the students. So here the prescription of corruption in judiciary is not at all suggestible. So a great vibration has occurred because of that. So NCERT or SSERT, at least from today onwards, they have to keep some values in mind. Apart from values I don't want to explain it at large. Human values, moral values, spiritual values. So it should be within the comprehension of the student, their nature, their mentality, their aptitude. So finally, I would like to conclude that judiciary in our India is a really great organization. It's a wonderful organization. They are trying their best. They are fighting like anything. They are conflicting like anything. They are facing a lot of problems from the different organs of the government, that is, executive body, assembly, and parliament, and also complications from lower courts. So they are resorting to a judicial activism at every stage, and that is, and another important thing is there is a judicial restraint. See, whenever the judiciary is resorting to judicial outrage, it will be criticized. Because of that, a great, a very notable thing in respect of judiciary is it has the self-restraint. That means judicial restraint is there, and that restraint is the self-restraint. It knows very well, yes, what is our actual boundary. Beyond that boundary, we should not. It is independent judiciary, no doubt. It has judicial, what is it, activism, and especially in prospect to overruling. It exercises a wonderful in a judicious display of learning in formulating new laws. So it makes a very great contribution to the law and justice, we can say in a nutshell. So something positive, something auspicious regarding this judiciary, our independent judiciary, must be cultivated in the mind of the students, either at school level or college level, even for that matter. There should not be any pejorative outlook of a judiciary at any cost, for that matter. This is what I would like to say in this context. Let's hope for the best. And there is a reason why, when they have prescribed such type of syllabus, the Supreme Court has taken initiative, a sumo motu case. And what are the proceedings? These proceedings, the incoming proceedings must are awaited. Let us see what will happen. Thank you very much.